Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. Don't sue me, Akon. What it do, what it do? It's your boy Andre Spruell, and you are tuning in to Middle of the Fence podcast. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day, whether you're listening, watching, or both. As I like to say, time is the most valuable thing on this earth because we can spend it but can't make it back. So as always, thank you for your time. Have you ever felt more alone while becoming the best version of yourself than you've ever felt when you were stuck? Not because you don't have people, but because no one around you seems to be walking the same path. That feeling isn't weakness, it's the loneliness of becoming, which is the primary focus of today's episode. So, when it comes to loneliness, it looks and feels different for everybody, and it often gets a negative connotation. But in this episode, I'm also going to show why it actually is a positive thing and can work in your favor. But how it shows up, right? So, for me personally, I've always felt lonely, and it's not because I've been single for a lot of years now or anything like that. It's just more so I just felt like I was different and walking my own path. And despite having endless amounts of love and support from my family and close friends and peers, whether it was through academics, life achievements, or whatever the case may be, that feeling of loneliness was just something I always felt like, as a child, I was always in my own world, just doing whatever I wanted. And as I've gotten older, it just always being by myself. It's just happened so much that I just have grown to enjoy my own company, which is a good thing. But it obviously also comes with its sets of challenges. And sometimes the more you grow, the fewer people can walk with you. And I realized I wasn't lonely because I had no one. I was lonely because I was becoming someone new. So the story that I think of, and I'm getting fully vulnerable with my audience here, is for many years I felt like I was the only one in my family as far as like being on the growth and evolution path of like wanting more, right? And that's not to diss my family because they tune into every episode, so love you guys. But I just felt like, oh my gosh, like I'm the only one on this type of growth and evolution path to break old habits and cycles that no longer serve me and that will no longer serve the generations of my family to come. But that all started to change once my family started therapy, right? And I'm an advocate for therapy personally because you can learn a lot of skills that translate beyond just the therapy room. But there was a point where, amidst me feeling like I was the only one on this, wanting to be on this journey of greatness, right? My siblings and I weren't on the best terms with my mom for more than a year, close to 2 years. And our mom is someone that was always loving and supportive of us and still is to this day. But even with that, there was a rough patch. And after that, after all those sessions that we went through, it allowed us to grow closer. And then the feeling of feeling like the only one wanting to be better and wanting to be great started to dissipate because then I started to see my mom making those changes, my brother, my sisters, and then family as a whole, right? So for me personally, when I think of that, that's what really resonates with me. And when it comes to the loneliness feeling because you feel like you're the only one that's on your own path despite everyone else around you maybe not being on that same type of wavelength, here's why that happens. So one reason why is because growth creates separation, right? So when you're truly growing, yeah, you're going to be separated, and most people automatically think, oh, I'm going to be separated from the important relationships in my life. Yeah, sometimes that'll happen, but you also, while navigating two different worlds, you're going to be separated from old habits that no longer serve you. Not just people. You're going to be separated from other things as a result. And secondly, again, your new life isn't built yet, right? So during those times of feeling lonely because you're striving towards your goal and wanting to be better, right? Because you don't have what you want in life yet. First off, it doesn't mean that it's not happening or working to happen, right? But it's easy when you're in that lonely state to be negative and talk down on yourself because the things that you want haven't arrived yet. And that was also, for me personally, that was the negative aspect of it, where I would talk negatively to myself because of that feeling of being lonely and isolated. And that's not okay, you know? And for those that are hip to the subconscious mind and how it works, it really doesn't know reality, right? So if you're putting energy towards talking negatively about yourself during those times of feeling lonely, during the major transitions in your life and all that, like, flip that shit. Fuck that. Flip that, right? And talk positively, right? One thing that I did when I was feeling lonely during my personal growth and evolution phase was I typed up 12 words and printed it out and put it right over my bathroom mirror. And for almost a year straight, I read it until I felt it. And some of the words, to give you guys some insight, I was like, Andre is smart, sexy, confident, and all these other words that resonated with me personally and helped me personally grow, like, out of that feeling of being lonely and isolated. And as a result, I started to embody all the things I just kept saying, and then it translated into my physical world. So hopefully that can help someone that is listening. And lastly, your old life just no longer fits, right? And this seems to be a common theme that comes up in my episodes and probably on your social media feeds and all that. But again, like, we get so comfortable with what we know, and we get just like the bond that we've created with the people from the old life, the old way of living, that it's hard to let go. It's hard to move on, you know, especially when you have those moments of feeling lonely and isolated, because those are the people that have been there for X amount of years and X amount of time, right? Or those habits that help get you through those, you know, whether they're good for you or not, you know, because we're not perfect. We're all human. But just things to keep in mind. And you're not isolated. You're in transition. And loneliness is a signal of evolution. So for those tuning in, like, I will say that embrace being on your own. And, you know, some personal advice that I would give, I mean, I gave some insight on one exercise that helped me personally, you know, while navigating two different worlds at the same exact time, right? Is the fact that you have to learn to embrace being in your own company, right? And the old cliche saying, if you don't love yourself, then who will, you know? But there really is truth to that. And I'm not saying, like, go take a trip somewhere in, like, the mountains and be on your own and not be near a phone or Wi-Fi or anything like that to experience the highest form of isolation. Like, I'm not saying you have to do all of that at all, right? But I feel that if you are able to embrace those moments of, hey, when I am on my own, what am I doing, right? Am I wasting my time Am I being productive? Am I reaching out to the people in my life that matter to me during those times of loneliness and isolation? And when I'm not feeling like I had the best day, or when I'm feeling like shit, or just really, really down on myself, am I going to continue digging that hole even deeper? Or am I going to realize, hey, you know what? I can get myself out of it, right? So a quick story before I end with the closing and takeaways, right? So yesterday, prior to recording this episode, I was driving multiple hours for work. Okay, like four plus hours, picking up crew members and driving to different job sites, whatever the case was, right? And I was stuck in so much traffic that I had a rare moment of like being negative and talking to myself in a negative form, being pissed off because there was traffic and having to drive so much, right? But then I took a deep breath and realized in that moment of isolation, like on my own, no one else around me or near me, like, hey, I'm alive. I have a vehicle. I have a steady income. I have my own place, and I'm still going to make it on time to my sibling dinner at Chili's. So it's not the end of the world. Okay. Like, you're good. So just little things to keep in mind. And every version of you was once lonely before it became confident. So if this season feels quiet, it's because something new is being built. Loneliness isn't your enemy, it's your doorway. And the question that I pose to my audience for this episode: where in your life do you feel the most alone because you're becoming someone new? Again, where in your life do you feel the most alone because you're becoming someone new? Take some time to resonate on that. Shoot us a message at Middle of the Fence on Instagram. And if you like this episode, please be sure to subscribe and like on YouTube. And please be sure to give us a 5-star rating and follow on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And as always, no matter which side of the fence you grew up on, we're all more alike than we think. My name is Andre Spruell. Catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. And if you like this episode, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube, and hit the little notification bell so you can be the first to be notified when the latest episode drops. Also, be sure to check us out on your favorite podcast streaming platform as well, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And again, no matter what side of the fence you grew up on, we're all more alike than we think.